Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in a world where we can get any food at any time of year, when you walk in the grocery store, you can buy apples 365 days a year, you can buy anything pretty much all year round. It's so important to take a look at what is actually beneficial to your health and are you getting benefits from the foods that you eat. In Ayurveda, we talk a lot about seasonal foods and seasonal eating and how that's the best way to get the nutrition that we want from our food. Hi, I'm Dr. Shivani Gupta. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner and I love teaching about the ways we can build our vibrant health using Ayurvedic tools and techniques. And so today we're going to dive into the seasonal foods that will support you the best when it comes to your health moving forward. So let's talk about what it means to eat with the seasons. Well, we have 4 seasons a year: spring, summer, fall, winter. And during those different seasons, different foods are available to us in our local geographic area. And those foods are in their peak during those different seasons. And thus those foods are there to give us the most benefit. The microbes available, the nutrition available, our digestive fire ready to take on those foods is most optimal. So think for a moment about where you live. Are you able to eat seasonally and eat more fruit and warm foods more fresh fruit in the summertime? Are you able to eat warmer, more grounding foods in the winter time? What's available at your local market? So I'm going to be taking the next month to eat seasonal where I am, just to give my body the support it needs to absorb the most nutrition from the food available to it. So let's talk about the challenges with our modern food system. Here's the thing. The food that we buy a lot of times, have you noticed, lacks complete flavor. The texture's off, the whole taste is off. Sometimes I'll bite into an apple and I'll say, you know what, this looks really great on the outside, but it tastes like total garbage on the inside. And that's just a sign that we're eating foods that have been shipped from thousands of miles away. They've been trucked, they've been put into containers, planes, and they've traveled probably for months to get to us. And by the time we're eating this piece of fruit, it's really dead. It has no energy to it, no nutritional value. And so first, paying attention to what is seasonal in the month that you're in is the first step. What is seasonal in July? What is seasonal in December? And looking for those foods at the store. You'll notice sometimes, like when I go to my local health food store, I'll see, oh my gosh, there's a whole section of plums and peaches, and that's my indication that summer is here. And when you buy that fruit right then in that perfect season, that's when it tastes delicious. It's juicy, it's yummy. That's a sign to you that this food is ready at its peak to give me the nutrition I need in this season. For example, that summer fruit is going to cool down your system in the summer. The same squash and butternut squashes are going to be warming and grounding for yourself going into the winter. So flavor is one big piece of why the modern food system is failing us, and we need to change our behavior to really eat what's in peak season. Then shipping, environmental factors. If we're all eating food that's been shipped thousands of miles, that's a huge environmental impact to the planet. And then finally, when it comes to local farmers, shopping local really matters. Support your local farmer. That's how we're going to support the ecosystem of getting better quality food that is made locally, that only travels a couple miles until it lands on our plate. So maybe that's a new habit that you pick up every weekend. Stop by your local market, support those local farmers so that in turn they can grow the food that is most beneficial to you. So what I love about eating seasonally is it helps us really tune into our circadian rhythm and our Ayurvedic dosha. In Ayurveda, we teach we are meant to be in alignment with nature, and nature is meant to be in alignment with us. So imagine if 24/7, 365 days a year, you're eating a very mono diet, a very same again and again diet, and never bringing in variety, never bringing in seasonality. How are you indicating to your body that it's time to make some shifts? And so circadian rhythm, circadian biology teaches us we are circadian beings. And one good way to tune into our circadian rhythm is by shifting our diet with the seasons. And so each season as it comes up, just take a moment and look up what are those foods for the next season ahead? Is it fall squashes and beets and root vegetables? Is it winter foods that keep you warm, like nuts and warming spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, turmeric, all these different spices that grow in the winter? Is it in the spring, the fruits that come up are those greens that are meant to detox us and clean and clear out the winter snows and the winter heaviness? is it summer foods that are meant to keep us cool, calm, and collected. So really paying attention to the circadian rhythm and seasonality of your food can help you be in better alignment with your circadian rhythm. Then it comes down to dosha. In Ayurveda, we teach about our doshas and our dosha constitution. And if you don't know your mind-body constitution, check out my other videos on doshas. But when we talk about that dosha, eating for your dosha matters. And so eating seasonally to balance the predominant dosha matters as well. So for example, summer is pitta season. It's burning hot outside. And you might tend to get overheated in the summer. So the best way to counterbalance that is coconut water, those fruits I mentioned, peaches, plums, nectarines, all those happy cooling foods, watermelon that come out in the summertime are there to cool your system down. So eating seasonally is actually so strategic. It's better for the gut microbiome, it's better to balance your system overall, and it better supports you. And then finally, your digestive fire adjusts to the seasons. So having the right foods supports your digestive fire for the strength that it has in that season. And also these foods have a prana or a life force to them. And so taking them in during the correct season gives you that energy and you have the right fire to process and digest it. So for example, in the summer, you have the right metabolism to receive all the benefits from the summer foods. For example, in the winter, you have the right fire and the right ability to absorb the benefits of those winter foods. So that's a really powerful argument. I'm not just saying don't eat your mono diet, which I know is easier. It's easier for me to eat the same diet year round and not think about it too deeply. But that moment that we go to the store and say, you know what, squash is in season. I'm gonna bake that squash. I'm gonna add delicious healthy oils on top for the omega-3 benefits, and I'm gonna nourish myself. Your body is gonna say thank you. Your body's gonna receive all those benefits to the maximum potential. And that's where we start to really shift our health and really start to feel good and feel more energized because we have the right fire, dosha, and seasonal support to get all that benefit from that food each and every season. So what happened when I was able to incorporate these seasonal foods for an entire month? Well, I learned a lot. I learned about what was seasonal. I got to know my local farmers, and it got me really curious about food again and how we can have more fun and variety inside of our diets. The thing is, we get in these food ruts. We get stuck with what we do. And so eating seasonally is not just a trend. This is a lifestyle, and adopting this is going to give you so many benefits. Like I said, it's going to give you more flavor in your food because you're eating what's actually fresh in that moment and not what's been shipped thousands of miles. Next, you're going to get a lot more nutrition out of your food, which is a big worry to a lot of us. If we're going to be getting those vitamins and minerals that we want from our food, we need to be eating more seasonally to be getting that into the body. And then finally, community. When I go to the farmer's market, whether I go back home in Texas or I go here in Florida where I live, I love meeting the farmer. I love meeting this person who's putting so much love and effort into growing the thing that I'm gonna then put in my body as the building blocks for the health and the vibrant health that I want. And so I've loved getting to know my farmers in the local community, supporting them, sharing them online, pushing all my friends to go to the farmers markets and buy local food as well. And if you're busy and you don't have time, there's a lot of farms that will ship to you, that will deliver to you. Join the Facebook groups, Google your local farms. There's whole directories of farmers markets available that make this easier now. You don't have to go driving around and looking. They're available online. And so I joined a Facebook group and found tons of farms all around me that I could support for local pasture-raised eggs, for fruits and vegetables, for raw dairy and cheese. Like there's a lot out there. And so I encourage you to adopt this lifestyle so that you can feel your absolute best. Ayurveda teaches us seasonal eating is a key piece of living according to our circadian rhythm. It's a key piece to balancing our dosha and also having the prana or life force that we deserve. And finally, if we don't want to have a toxin residue in the body, it's also important to eat seasonally because that's what's going to absorb the best and what we have the digestive fire to absorb. So I encourage you to try this out. Comment below with your favorite seasonal foods. I'm so curious to hear them. Let's all be a community and share all the foods that we love and how we eat seasonally each and every day. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so we can stay in communication and you can see my future videos on Ayurvedic food and cooking. And until next time, happy eating, stay well everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.